If you are looking for an absolute masterclass in dark fantasy romantasy that takes a classic fairy tale, fractures it into pieces, and infuses it with a high-stakes royal selection court, lethal blood magic, and an enemies-to-lovers tension that threatens to melt your Kindle screen, you need to clear your calendar for Veronica Douglas and Linsey Hall. We are stepping inside the glittering, cutthroat perimeters of the Shadow Court with Reign of Cinders and Glass, the addictive and high-velocity first installment in the smash hit Fated Fairy Tale series. Let's lay out the strategic promotional grid. If you are a fan of stories where a regular, down-to-earth heroine hiding an incredibly dangerous magical secret is thrown into a lethal royal competition, where a brooding, broad-shouldered vampire prince operates with protective dominance, and where a tactical alliance transforms into an all-consuming fated obsession, this book is engineered to hold you hostage. The authors bypass generic fantasy cliches to deliver a deeply emotional, fiercely possessive, and wildly entertaining saga that hits every single pitch-perfect note. The narrative introduces us to Ella, a young woman who has spent her life living behind a high-security emotional perimeter to protect her hidden, volatile blood magic. In a world where having the wrong kind of power is a literal death sentence, she keeps her head down and stays entirely off the grid. She has absolutely zero intention of falling under the spell of the realm's dangerous elite nobility. Enter the Dark Prince. He is a royal icon, a towering, devastatingly handsome vampire alpha who rules the Shadow Courts with absolute clinical precision. He is currently navigating a high-stakes political nightmare that threatens to derail his family's succession to the throne. The media and the high-ranking lords are circling like sharks, hungry for a scandal. When an unexpected twist of fate forces Ella to enter the royal selection trials, she is dropped straight into close quarters with the prince himself. As they navigate the fierce trials and cutthroat palace politics, an airtight forced proximity alliance forms between them. Ella is determined to survive the competition and keep her magic hidden, while the prince is convinced she is a chaotic security breach. But as the fake smiles, dangerous magical tests, and late-night strategy sessions blur the lines between performance and reality, the prince's defensive walls systematically crumble. His alpha caregiver instincts lock on, and his brooding attitude transforms into a fiercely possessive obsession to shield Ella from the court's predatory gaze. When a ruthless external threat breaches the palace defenses, the Dark Prince will unleash his full power and dominance to protect his girl. It is a dark romantasy, royal selection, enemies to lovers, forced proximity, secret prophecy masterpiece that treats deep emotional healing and pulse-pounding action with exquisite care. The chemistry here burns with an absolute arena-sized heat. We are talking about that high-frequency, I will burn this entire kingdom to keep you safe energy, where trust is fiercely earned behind closed doors. The banter between Ella and her brooding prince is top-tier, a brilliant mix of sharp wit, mutual resistance, and a magnetic underlying attraction that grows more dangerous with every single trial. The authors write with a remarkably fresh, vivid, and highly unsparing voice that perfectly captures both the calculated precision of magical court politics and the raw, unsparing passion of fated mates. What truly elevates this book into elite romantasy territory is how flawlessly the authors handle the execution of the enemies-to-lovers trope. The prince isn't just a cold celebrity monster. His protective, deeply attentive instincts completely lock onto Ella, transforming him into his ultimate shield against the invasive royal press and backstabbing rivals. The pacing moves with calculated momentum, tracking their deep emotional bonding before ratcheting up the stakes to an absolute pulse-pounding climax. Reign of Cinders and Glass is the definitive pro-level upgrade your fantasy romance and romantic suspense library needs right now. It is gritty, seductive, and completely hypnotic. It proves that the best love stories aren't the ones written under the perfect glare of the palace ballroom, but the ones discovered in the dark, quiet spaces behind the throne. So, grab your VIP pass, open your Kindle, and prepare to get completely swept away by the rhythm of the court.